Karam. In Mahabharata, we have gone through the escape of the Pandavas from the house of wax, and they have crossed Ganga, and their incident with Hidimba and Hidimbi we have seen. And they were traveling through the forest in unknown territory when they accidentally came across Vedavyasa. And Vyasa, and they were very happy to meet Vedavyasa. And Vyasa told them, I know about what happened to you. I know that Dhritarashtra and his sons were behind the plot. But let us forget about that. Let us see what we should do. You should go to the town called Ekachakra, and you will see a Brahmin house there at such and such a location. Go to them and they will receive you. You can stay there, and you have to earn a living by begging. And you stay there waiting for me. I shall come there after a month. That was Vedavyasa's tips to them. And the Pandavas already had matted hair. They had already given up the royal attire which they had, and they were wearing the cloth from tree barks. And they were wearing, and they were like ascetics, all of them. And they went to the Brahmin's house, as pointed out by Vedavyasa. They spent there a few days happily. The Brahmin and his wife were both very kind to them, and they were also keeping a good relationship with them. They kept themselves separate. They earned their living by begging alone. The 5 Pandavas would go out and beg, and whatever they got in the evening, they would give to Kundi. Kundi would give half of that to Bhima, and the rest they would divide among themselves equally. And of course, for Bhima, even though he got half of it, it was not to his fill, but they managed, they pulled on. And one day, Bhima and Kunti were in the house. The others had gone out begging. That day, they heard loud wails from the Brahmin's family. And they were talking to each other and crying. And Kunti's heart ached for them. She felt pity for them. She wanted to find out what is causing this grief. So she went to them and asked them, why are you crying? Tell me, if there is any way I could help, I want to help you because you are nice to me. After persuading, the Brahmin lady told her, look, there is a demon by name Baka who lives in the nearby forest. He is someone like the king of the town Ekachakra. Nobody dared to question Baka's authority. It is not that. Baka insisted that the townspeople fed him, and initially he was attacking them at will and were going to house, eating the people who came across and eating them at random and killing more people than what he needed to eat. So the townspeople, they got together and they decided that they would make turns and request Baka to stick to one family, and each family would, as per Baka's instructions, prepare enough food for Baka's field, and they would carry, one person will carry that in a bullock cart driven by 2 buffaloes. And of course, the one person who would drive the bullock cart would be Baka's food for the day too. They couldn't escape. They thought that it was better than people dying unnecessarily. And this was going on, and the next day was the turn of the Brahmin, and they were wailing what would happen to them if the Brahmin householder, head of the, that father of the children, if he went and if he died, then they would be without someone to protect them. And if the Brahmin lady went, then Brahmin and the children, they wouldn't survive. They needed her for everything. And they were not only reluctant, they would refuse to let their daughter to go, or of course their young boy who was not even in his teens. So, but the children wouldn't let any of the parents to go. So they were arguing among themselves and crying at the same time. That was the situation. When Kunti heard what was the problem, she told them, look, don't worry. I have 5 sons, and one of them gladly would go and take the food to Baka. You make the food ready, one of my sons will take it to Baka. Then they said, oh, no, we can't let you do that. You are our guest, and we won't allow you to sacrifice one of your sons on our behalf. Then Kunti said, look, why I said that is because I have, among my children, I have one who is very strong. I am very confident, very sure that he would meet Baka, and instead of being eaten by Baka, he would kill Baka and save the town from this menace. That's why I insist that you let my son take the food and save your family and the town. And Kunti said, see, what is it called? He has a mantra which he would use to kill Baka. But please keep it a secret, because if people come to know of it, then the mantra's effect will go. And not only that, there will be a big rush of people who want to learn the mantra. That won't be correct. So please keep it a secret. Just tell whatever excuse, whatever you want to say, but don't mention that anything about my son or the mantra. And they agreed. And next morning, when Bhima was ready to go, the cart filled with cooked rice and 2 buffaloes were ready. And Bhima sat in the cart. Instead of driving it quickly, he took it easy. He started eating the food himself. First of all, he was hungry. He was never, after coming to Ekachakra, he never had a full meal. So this was an opportunity. Then he wanted to make Baka angry. The more angry he would get, the easier it would be Bhima to meet him. And he would drive the bullocks very slowly so that he has more time to eat food. And by the time Bhima reached the place where he could meet Baka, it was already very late, but Bhima had his stomach full. And Baka came, he was very angry, and he came to Bhima and wanted to kill Bhima right away, shouting, how dare you to eat my food? How dare you to come so late? Let me kill you first before I eat my food. And look, there is very little food left. And when he approached, Bhima just shirked him off, ignored him, and wanted to finish whatever he could finish. Then there was a fight between the two, and it was of course quite tough fight. Baka was strong, but Bhima was stronger. So after a long fight, when Baka started getting weak, Bhima caught him by the neck and squeezed him and threw him on the ground, and with his knee he pushed his knee into Baka's neck, and Baka was choked and he died like that. And that is the story. We will complete it tomorrow. Namaskaram.